Welcome back. You're watching Our Voices. We are discussing female friendship, and this segment, we want to hear a male's perspective on things. We've invited a male colleague, Jackson Mvunganyi, who is not only a man, but a married man, who will help us understand what types of input should come from a husband in their wife's relationships with her friends after marriage. Jackson, in your view, how much is the man's fault or the man's role when a wife ends up cutting off all her friends when she gets married? Is it usually your fault?
First of all, ladies, thank you so much for having me on set.
Thank you.
And congratulations on coming back to the studio. I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you.
As the resident expert on friendships. Friendship experts. So relationships are very complex, and women tend to have more deeper, meaningful relationships. They are much more emotional. They think about their friends even when they're not together. They are the pressure valve in a relationship. I think that's why women tend to live longer than men, because they.
Yes.
Now, in terms of each relationship, I think specific relationships or particular relationships are different, depending on the person, depending on the couple. So if a man, for example, myself, if I see that my wife is in a relationship that is toxic, that is non-supportive, then I will offer her advice and say, listen, maybe this person is not the right person for you.
That's good.
So you are to blame.
No.
No, I agree with him.
Mostly, I trust my wife to have really good friends. She has had a very good supportive network. That's the other thing about women is their friends come like from back in the day. They went to primary school together, elementary school, high school, college. So those are really deep, meaningful relationships that have been cultivated and built for over a long time. And for you to come in there and you think that you're going to say, stop that relationship or, intervene in one way or another, I think you're getting yourself in trouble.
But irrespective of your interference, so to speak, you find that women still shed some friends after they get married.
Right.
And even before the children come. So what do you...
I think it's just the nature of life, the nature of relationships. When you're committed to one person, sometimes you don't have time for other people, the people that were always part of your wider network. And you're here trying to build a nuclear family. You probably won't have the 100 friends that you had before. And you will start, as you also grow, you start shedding some of those friends.
That's true.
And create deeper relationships with the ones that you feel like, you have a deeper connection with.
That's true. That's true.
Let me throw another question. You mentioned women have some sort of more intimate relationship with their friends than men. Men usually tend to, maybe watch football together, share activities together. But for women, it's more emotional and intimate, right? So how do you feel about your wife sharing some intimate things from your marriage to her best friend?
Well, first of all, I don't know what she shares with her friends. I'm thinking that she shares whatever she's comfortable with. I also trust that she makes the best judgment calls on what she shares. If it is something that she's, an issue, a problem within our relationship, she needs advice from her friend, then, that's fine. I think she needs that. That's her pressure valve. That's her venting. And
that's true.
I'm okay with that.
She needs that. And I appreciate it when you say that you can advise her when the relationship is toxic, because, in a relationship, you are her accountability partner.
Absolutely.
And you look out for her. And so it wouldn't be wise for just to let her be just so she can have a friend.
Absolutely.
A friend that is toxic needs to be, really like.
And I'm hoping that she would give me the same type of advice. If I'm in a relationship with friends that are not good for me, I'm hoping that she'll be honest with me and say, hey, these are not the best group of friends.
Let me throw a question. What if she says, that guy, he's a cheater. I don't want you to be friends with him because you might start cheating.
Yeah.
And that's a really good friend you have, but that's just one part of him that just ain't right. What would you do?
That's a very loaded question, first of all. Also, where did she get the information?
Oh, she did.
Okay. Also, him
Girls
being a
know.
cheater, that is his personal issue. That's not mine. I think she knows better to know that because a friend has some shortcomings that all of a sudden I'm just going to be the same as that person.
Right.
Do you think there should be a line between how close a husband should be to his wife's best friends?
That's a good question.
Especially if you became Okay. So we have a few testimonies before you answer that question to share about what some females go through with their friends that will help us understand how some actions can cost you a real friend. Here's our first story.
There's a particular time I helped a girlfriend of mine get a job in a company that I was working at, and I was put in charge of a team at that company. So basically I was a supervisor there. But along the way, we had a major fallout, and the reason is, she started to disrespect me. She wouldn't see me as a supervisor. I will tell the team to do something. She'll be the last person to act. She'll be dragging her feet and not listening, to the instructions that I was giving to her or the team. So I really felt betrayed because I was trying to help her as a friend, and when she came in, she disrespected me. She made me look bad, in the company. So that was really it.
So she got a friend a job, and the girl came to the job and started thinking she's the friend at work, but the lady's the boss. So what do you think?
Again, I guess that is on her to set the parameters, of the relationship. You understand that I'm the boss. Our friendship ends at a certain point.
But they're still friends.
And you have to empower me to be able to do my job well. So are you really my friend if you're disrespecting me at my job? Okay. In terms of your question of, the line, I think it's the woman to set the line. I'm not the one to make the call on you. I want to be really good friends with your friend. Okay. Some friends we are good friends. Also the connection. Some of my wife's friends are not necessarily my friends. Okay. Some of them are my friends, depending on if we make a connection.
Let me just add some drama to the mix of
the
question.
I like drama. Let's go.
So what if you were friends with a lady, and then you got a girlfriend, and through this girlfriend or your wife, they became friends rather. So your partner became friends with a female friend that you already had. Where do you draw the line?
Oh wow! Help me understand that again.
You want them to be friends.
So you had a friend.
You have a friend.
And you got a girlfriend,
right.
Or you married someone, and your partner becomes friends with this female friend that you already had, and they get really close. So where do you draw the line?
Listen, again, it's one of those things where I'm hoping that these are two adults, both of them, and I'm not the one to draw lines on anything. I feel like that their relationship, first of all, is their relationship. My relationship, my girlfriend or with my wife is my relationship, and as long as I know that I'm putting in the work, then I should not be intimidated. Those are issues of insecurity that are already existing in the relationship if you're starting to question the relationship between other people.
But the thing is, how you say women have intimate relationships? So you find that sometimes a lot of women share their relationship issues with their friends.
Right.
So when you both have a common friend, it's quite hard to... The lines are quite blurred.
I think you should give up that friend for your wife. Let them be friends.
You're right.
we ladies,
I'm with Auriane.
Maybe I take out,
So Jackson,
I'm glad to have made the connection.
We're so happy you're here. We want to keep you here a little bit, but we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a minute to share more thoughts on this conversation. Stay with us.